Hello everyone, welcome to the Waste Talk series. My name is Vardika. In this series, we'll talk about anything and everything waste. We'll talk about how to reduce waste, how to transform waste into something useful, and how to throw away waste when we actually have to throw it away. Today with me, I have Angela. Angela stays on top of reducing waste year round and has fantastic and waste savvy ideas for Christmas gifting, Christmas decor, and making your Christmas even greener. Hi, Angela. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the Waste Talk series. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me, Bodhika.
Yeah, so I know you are on top of waste reduction, and Christmas season is on its peak, and we know that we produced most waste on this season, almost 25% more than our regular time. And
Right.
Thanksgiving has gone by, and Boxing Day is
Yeah.
coming up, and all this time everyone is just shopping, shopping, and shopping. There are so many deals going on. So, what are some of the strategies you follow to shop with intention?
Well, the biggest thing for me is that we should keep in mind to be a conscious consumer, and especially about those deals, those big days like Black Friday and Boxing Day, that we always ask ourselves if we really need this item we are looking at, or if we are just buying it because it is on sale. And then also we should think about, are we buying a quality item, what will last us a long time, or are we just buying something just to satisfy this need just to get something and to get the feeling we got a really good deal on something. We should also think about if we buy something, is this provider, are they providing even service, right? Can they repair the item if something goes wrong? Do I purchase a warranty with the item? And then even once we determine how long this item will last us, we should think about how would I dispose of it if I cannot repair it, right? Can I take it apart and can I recycle the plastic parts or the metal parts, or is it really just going straight in the landfill? And then maybe we make the decision not to purchase this item if we realize it is going to be really hard to recycle it properly. I also feel we should refrain from purchases we do like just on a whim, like impulse purchases. So there are specific stores where we always walk in and then we come out with way more items than we actually plan to
That's right.
purchasing.
Yeah.
Like Winners and Home Sense is just a great idea, right? We just browse through the shelves and then we're like, oh, this is cute, or this is something what just satisfied this immediate need, but we don't really need those items. So even if we end up buying something, we should think about, do I have this item already at home? And am I willing to part with the item at home and then bringing the new item into my house, right? And what do I do with the old item? Am I giving this away to a niece or to a nephew who starts their own household maybe? And then I would feel better about buying a new item if I already have a plan how to dispose of the current
That's
item
right.
I have at home, right? Um, and you really pointed it out. We should think about, do we really need the item? Like you said, we do purchase a lot during those times, way more than we would usually. Yeah.
So let me ask you, have you already bought something this Christmas, this holiday season?
No, I do.
No.
It sounds like I'm a horrible friend or a
Same,
horrible family
same with
member,
me. No,
but
same with me. Yeah.
I don't really just run out and buy something. And I mean, I have in the past, and we can go over this in a little bit. What are good tips to keep in mind if you actually need to purchase some presents, right? Yeah.
That's right. I haven't bought anything so far as well. I need to buy some clothes for my boys, but yeah, I will take them some time. We still have a lot of time. So when I
Yeah.
look around in my house, I think in my kitchen, in my living area, I feel I have everything. Like what to add to this, right? So I don't
Yes.
feel like, and Christmas for me is not a shopping season, it's a celebration and making memories season. So I kind of stay away from it.
Yeah, it's more about being together with your friends and family than I
Yeah,
think we are also like at that age where Christmas is not about the presents, right? It's unfortunately it becomes more like a stressy season for us as adults. And we don't see it like kids see it anymore, or how I used to see it as a kid, where it was really nice the days or the weeks leading up to Christmas were almost more kind of I don't know, like more important and than the actual Christmas.
yeah.
But yeah, as an adult, it's just I need to get as much work done as possible before we are heading into the Christmas break. So I don't want to add the shopping to that.
That's right. And kids learn from us. I have three kids, so they're only talking about can we create a wish list and all that. But their wish list is very simple. Some clothes, and maybe they know like mom will not buy these toys or these things that
Yeah,
will create waste. So they will have some chocolates or something,
yeah,
anything that can easily be disposed of. They are learning.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but for gifting, we have to sometimes go for shopping, or that also can be, done in a very like uh, waste-friendly way. So, what are some of the ideas for gifting that you follow?
Yeah, there are so many different ways of giving to friends and family. I I encourage to take notes throughout the year. So I always feel people are under pressure. It's only a few weeks left for Christmas, or even in some cases a few days, and you now feel the pressure running out and buying something for everyone you're gonna see during the holidays. So I really recommend taking notes throughout the year and kind of like thinking about the person. What do they mean to me? What are their hobbies? What is the connection between the two of us? Do we have a hobby together? Do we have like, do we share a memory or something? And then I feel like we can always build on that. So if I think about somebody who has a hobby, I might give them a gift card to a specialty store, right? And then they can go and buy what they really need because I wouldn't know if they have all the tools or all the supplies or all the equipment. I think gift cards in general are a really good idea. Then also create memories together, right? Spend the
Put
day
together,
together
yeah,
with a girlfriend and I don't know, at the spa, get your nails done or just go
yeah,
for coffee or maybe you bake together because both of you might have to bake cookies. Why not meet, have a good time together and bake together? You could also give tickets to a show, to or day passes to an attraction, gift cards to restaurants, or even punch passes to a yoga class or something. If a
that is
friend tells
also,
me,
yeah. Mm,
I always wanted to try yoga, but I'm just too busy or
that-
I never think about it. So I feel like if we kind of say, let's go together, I buy a gift you a punch pass and we just go together and then get the things rolling for them. It's always easier if you
that's
start a
how.
new
Yeah,
habit.
that's how I went to a yoga studio first time. My friend gifted me a yoga pass, and I just went there.
See? Yeah. Sometimes there's like this barrier. You just don't
Right.
want to go alone, but if
Yeah.
somebody goes with you, yeah. I feel you can also give services, as weird as this sounds. Like you could volunteer if you have a friend who's really stressed out and who always complains about they don't have time for themselves. Maybe you volunteer and give them a voucher for babysitting. Say you go out, you have a date night with your husband or with just for yourself, and I will watch your kids. Or your kids come over to my place. I will do some crafts with them, right? You could also give some subscriptions, like to a streaming service or to an app. Or a friend of mine said she's giving every year to the grandkids an AMA membership. So she knows the kids, the teenage kids, would not spend the money on an AMA membership, but it gives her peace of mind that the kids are safe if something happens, if the car stalls or something, especially in the winter. So I find this is really something what comes from the heart. That, consumables are always, like you said, chocolate, right? It's mostly we just consume it. We eat it, we drink it, and
And we are
there's
done with it. Yeah.
so many good local producers, like even roasted coffee here, where you say it's a little bit different than what you just buy every day from the store. And you're also supporting some local businesses. Yeah.
That's right. All these are wonderful ideas. Subscription, babysitting service. I love that one.
Yeah.
And AMA membership. So you have given something so valuable, and there is no waste created at the end.
Yeah.
So, and your friend
Correct.
is the happiest person receiving all this.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I also feel then you kind of set the expectation for your friends for next year, right? You don't feel forced that you always have to give something of high, let's say, monetary value, right? That you have to always next year, it has to be even more, or you're always fulfilling that expectation you set. But if you do something like this just for your friends, they always know
This
they
becomes
know
a
what to
tradition.
expect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I always suggest to have a budget. Like even with things like this, but that's why it is so easy if you even help somebody move, if you know they are moving, that these are things where you can stretch your budget if you are on a budget. It's like these things don't cost anything to you, they are free. It's just your time and the time you're spending either with your friends or for your friends.
And if you are giving something expensive to your friend, it puts the pressure on her as well that she has to return your gift,
Yeah.
something similar
Yeah.
amount. So, which is not a good idea.
No, that might end the friendship really fast.
And I have seen those examples. I love baking and I love to gift my home baked cookies to my friends. And all
Yeah,
my friends know that I bake and they look forward to it. Those shortbreads or walnut
yeah,
cookies, all those things. Other thing I like is, I like is fruit decorations. I have done watermelon basket a couple of times, and one time I made fruit tree. So at the bottom was cabbage, and in the middle
yeah.
there was a carrot, and then all around there were grapes, strawberries. It was a beautiful Christmas tree, and my friend just loved it. Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but these are some creative ideas that might take your time. Like everybody might not have that much time. Maybe in that case, you can put some cookies ingredients in a jar. Just put in a jar
Yeah.
and give it
Yeah.
a friend who loves baking. So
I agree. It's baking also or anything. A friend of mine, she makes chutney every year. But then you know every year you will get the jar with the nice little wrapper on the lid, and you just look forward to it. Like you said, with the cookies. Yeah.
and some nice write up, you are my best friend, you are awesome, or whatever, right?
Yeah. And I have a friend who does photography, like even just locally and going to the mountains. And he actually prints calendars every year. And that is a great present as well, I find. Where it's like, I like a calendar, and then you hang it on the wall, and literally every day you look at the calendar, you're reminded of that friend. Or I used to make calendars for the past year for my parents who are not with me here in Edmonton. So this is also nice. So always to see and be reminded of the time we spent together in the past year. Yeah.
So when we think about it, there's so many ideas that we can do, without creating any waste.
Yeah.
So let's talk about packaging. Whenever we give gifts to our friends, a lot of packaging is also there along with this. Do you have any specific things that you follow for this?
Well, for packaging, I try not to package. The first step would already be to buy local and not to order online because we all know we order something what is like this big, but it comes in a package
Yeah.
that big. So the first step would be trying to buy local. You could even if you were buy in bulk, go to the bulk barn or to other stores where you can just fill your own containers, right? Like even for beauty products or for, yeah, shower gel, things like this. You could also wrap it in I don't know, just brown paper. It doesn't always have to be the shiny things. And my personal opinion, I actually don't like sparkles. So if I get something what is wrapped in sparkles, and then I have the sparkles everywhere. I have them
Yes,
on my
you have to
desk
clean
at
up.
work. I have them at home. It's like, it looks really nice, but it's not practical. And then I still find sparkles around Easter sometimes where it's like, um, yeah, like recycled brown paper, but you could even draw something on them with crayons, like even just or stencil decor on it instead of buying paper, wrapping paper, and reusing it. If you get gifts, be careful when you unwrap your gifts,
Yeah.
and then just reuse them.
Maybe, yeah, we can avoid wrapping altogether. Just a gift
Yeah.
bag is good enough sometimes, and gift bag can easily be reused, right? And I heard about a new Japanese method, Furoshiki,
Oh,
So you can wrap any gift in a square fabric, and
yeah,
it's a
basically.
wonderful way to do it. It looks fancy as well. So look for Furoshiki, shiki.
I
Heard about?
did not know that that's a thing as such or that that is the name for it, but I do sew as well. And I do have a lot of fabric scraps. And then you're like, they're too small to do something with it, but they would be the perfect size to wrap something in it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks so fancy, and the best part of this is you don't need it round or triangle or any shape all the
No.
time, all square, it works. So you
Yeah.
just rope it and wrap it in a, particular way, and then it's done. Yeah. And if your friend doesn't want to use that fabric, you can give it to me back if you don't want to keep it. At least it will not
Yeah.
be trash or landfill. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a really good idea. I will keep that in mind. Yeah. I did just order like a bunch from a local producer, honey, but the same thing. I will just put a little bit of fabric about over the lid and put a little tie on it with a little note. And that's all you need. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't, yeah, it is about the gift and not about the
Yes.
wrapping. Yeah.
And so we talked about shopping, gifting, packaging. Let's talk a little bit about decoration now because Christmas is also time of decoration. What kind of decoration do you like to use?
It's interesting. This year we are not really decorating because we are just in a rental place and for hopefully just for a few more months. So I didn't really feel like going through the boxes and bringing anything out. If I decorate though, my decorations, so I'm originally from Germany and our decorations are mostly wood, like they are hand carved, they are higher quality, and I always think like less is more. And I I enjoy decorating more for the winter season than for actual Christmas season. Because winter season you can already start decorating like I don't know, right after Thanksgiving, like when it starts to get colder. And you can also leave your decorations out longer. And like I said, I don't really like the idea of just quickly running to the dollar store and buying a bunch of green or red things and then tossing a little bit there and a little bit there. Those decorations usually don't make it into the next season. They usually go straight after the holidays. into the garbage bag. They are not even properly recycled. They just don't last that long, and then they're ending up in the landfill.
Well,
Um,
most people buy with that intention that we will use it once and throw it away because it is cheap.
yeah,
But
yeah,
sometimes even that is good. I mean, even if you are going to dollar store and it's in good condition, just keep it for next year. Don't throw it
yeah,
away just because it is cheap.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And sometimes also other people, I feel there is a really good, like kind of a niche there to exchange decorations, right? Like my taste, even for decorations, might change. And I'm tired of always putting out or using the same Christmas balls like for the tree. So maybe you have a friend and maybe you just literally swap your decorations 1 year. So you don't have to buy new ones, but you're getting something else for that year. And if you have a group of friends, you might as well literally pack a box and then just keep rotating it. And every year you have new decorations
Yeah.
without buying anything.
Yeah, and you can also go to thrift store or reuse
Yeah,
center to try
yeah,
something out. Yeah. And if you don't want to use any decoration, you can also take it to reuse center rather than just,
that is right. And there are a lot of even like care homes who are looking for pre-used decorations, which are in good shape because they do not have the budget to buy something. You can also use older decorations you're not happy with anymore, like for crafts, like even include those into your gift wrapping, right? If you have like the one-offs or something, maybe they become your little attachment for your gift.
yeah. Well, I have
Yeah.
a lot of ornaments from my kids' schools, from previous years, and I
Yeah.
put those on, and I just love watching those. That reminds me of that time when they
Yeah,
were. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just bought once, 10 years back or so, I bought some decoration. And when you put it at different places, it itself looks different. It doesn't look
Yeah.
you boring, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I do. And for tree as well, I just bought a, tree one time, artificial tree, and I use it all the time. What about you? Do
I grew up, we always had a real tree. It
you
was usually kind of like it was almost like a family ritual that we would go out and pick the tree and then we come back and dad would usually find like the right spot for it and it creates like a memory. So I feel there are pros and cons to both, like to a real tree or an artificial tree. But I find the pros for a real tree are like you get the smell. It just feels homey and really natural. You do create an event basically for the family if the kids go out with you and choose the tree. It is easily to recycle and it is sustainable. Like the trees are
you mean
literally,
recycle, you mean compostable, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are literally planted to be a Christmas tree. So it's not like we are just going down into the woods and chop random trees. So it is absolutely easily to recycle. And I think even I don't know if the Edmonton Zoo does as well, but there are zoos over the world where you could return your Christmas tree, but it has to be completely free of decorations
All
and
the
the trees will get
ornaments.
fed to
Yeah.
the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? This is kind of nice too if you can then pick it or bring it to the zoo with your kids. You're also supporting local vendors when you buy a real tree and they are also cheaper. Like they are
Those are
more,
cheaper. Yeah.
it's less expensive to buy a real tree. Of course, there is the con that you have to maintain a real tree. You have to water it, and then people say they don't like getting rid of the tree because then you have needles all over the house. Yeah,
Yeah, people who don't like, they use the artificial tree, right? Yeah, but with
yeah,
artificial tree, if you can use it year over year for longer years, then it's okay. Yeah, but don't change it every other year or so.
yeah.
Yeah. So for real tree, the only thing is you have to dispose it off properly, right? Just like you said, recycle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just last year, City of Edmonton, they have stopped picking it up from your curbside pickup. So you have to
Mhm.
take it to Eco Station or recycling depot. So for the
Oh,
month
see,
of
I didn't know
January,
that. So you cannot just put it in the alley anymore?
no, you cannot put it outside. So you have to take it either Eco Station or recycling depot or even waste
Okay.
management center. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if it looks a lot of work to you, maybe just start
Yeah.
using artificial tree and you don't have to do a lot of work.
Yeah. No, generally, there's nothing wrong with using an artificial tree. It would just mean you have to choose even that one, right? Like, even fashion changes. So, and there are so many options, right? You could just get the normal green one. There are like white ones, there are red ones, there are the pre-lit ones, they're the ones they have even little pine cones on them. So if you ever change your mind though, and you don't like that tree anymore, then I would go back to maybe asking friends and family, does
Yes,
somebody want to swap,
yeah,
right?
pop is the
So
best way.
I'm a huge fan. There's even, but that might be a completely different topic. There are even programs where women just randomly sign up for meetings and bring their clothes instead of going
Yes,
to the
exactly.
thrift shop. Yeah, and I kind of like this idea to apply to way more events like with the Christmas decoration or the Christmas tree. Even when I traveled just last month, I realized this program where at the airport you can buy a pre-used book for half the price. Or you buy that book new, but then you return it and you get half the money back. So I feel like we should all think more about, can somebody else get joy out of this item, right? Before I dispose it.
That's right.
So with the same with the artificial trees, maybe you ask around and maybe you can just swap it with a friend. They are also easier to set up and customize, right? If you have like an odd corner, you can just bend the branches and make it fit.
Yeah,
We had once too where we just used the upper two levels because we didn't have that much space. So we didn't use the bottom, and suddenly we had a smaller tree and it was just sitting on a sideboard instead of the full three tree tiers. But you couldn't really do that with a real one. The only con is storage, right? So now you have to find space to
yes.
store
We have a
the tree.
storage for everything else, for our clothes, for other things. So why not little bit of storage for
Yeah,
as
no,
well?
absolutely. Yeah, we store our skis or our golf clubs or our bicycles for the winter.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
tree is just like any other item. Don't
yeah.
accumulate a lot of them.
Just buy a good one, what lasts you a
Yeah.
few years. Yeah.
Yeah. And even for ornaments, have you heard about compostable ornaments? Lot of people decorate their trees with dried orange
Oh,
slices.
yeah. That
And,
seems
they
really
add
old school. Or when I grew up, we would hang cookies on the tree, right? You get your gingerbread or even just round cookies, put a little some twine around it. Yeah.
that's
It
a
gives you,
consumable item, right? So yeah.
yeah. No, these are great ideas, and I've also find you can prepare that with the kids. And then it will be more like an experience like drying the orange slices or baking the cookies. It makes it a way nicer experience and even leading up to Christmas. And then taking the decorations down is super easy if you just eat the cookies or the chocolate. Yeah.
Well, wonderful discussion and wonderful ideas, Angela. So we are almost at the end. We talked about shopping, gifting, decor, and artificial
Yeah.
versus real tree as well, and lot of great things. So thank you so much for taking time to talk to me today.
I really enjoyed our chat, and it actually gets me really excited to try new things because I even learned some stuff
I
today.
learned
Yeah,
so many things from you. So which idea did you like most? Tell us in the
yeah.
comment box. Thank you for watching and see you next time.